Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 6 a.m., we're tracking the investigation into a late-night fire that has badly damaged a Lexington home.
The U.S. says new information about that missing Malaysian airliner may suggest its disappearance was no accident.
And we'll check in with our crew down in Atlanta, where the Kentucky Wildcats are gearing up for the SEC tournament. We'll have those stories and more breaking news as it happens, coming up on WKYT This Morning. Top of the morning to you and welcome in. It's your Friday, March 14th. Delighted you're with us today. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. We're wearing our blue and white, as a lot of people are in Atlanta. Tomorrow, it'll be green for a lot of folks as they celebrate St. Patty's.
Early St. Patrick's Day, which is actually Monday.
Yeah.
So a lot going on this weekend, the Comic-Con convention. We'll talk about that and more. Let's check in with Micah right now, tracking weather for us. The start of a nice-looking day.
A nice-looking day, yeah. We have clear skies outside. It's still pretty chilly, though. We're in the 30s, but I want to scoot out of the way just a bit. 40s in Louisville. That's where that warmer air is going to be kind of transitioning over into our region going throughout the afternoon. A lot of wind coming in, so we're looking at 20, 30 miles per hour. And that's good, though, because it's coming out of the south and not so much the north. So it really pumps our temperatures up. 62 degrees, a lot of sunshine. The focus, though, is the weekend. Half of the weekend looks great. The other half is pretty ugly, and I'll show you what ugly means coming up in a few minutes.
Micah, thank you. And new on WKYT This Morning, we're tracking a crime alert after an early morning break-in at a Lexington church.
Right now, police are searching the area around First Alliance Church on Old Higby Mill Road, just off of Harrodsburg Road. WKYT Sean Evans has been speaking with police, joining us live this morning to tell us what we know at this point.
Bill and Rebecca, good morning to you. Now, I spoke to an officer here on scene briefly to get the latest details for the search for a man they say walked into the First Alliance Church, as you said, here on Old Higby Mill Road. Now, police are considering this a burglary, even though there's no sign of a forced entry. This all happened around 3 o'clock this morning. Now, officers responded after an alarm went off here at the church, and when they got here, they say they saw a man running out of the building. A canine unit was called out to search the church. Then it appears the search continued outside in the direction of Reserve Road, which runs behind the church. A key holder for First Alliance also came out to look things over with police, and right now they say it appears nothing was taken from the building. And police say there were several expensive items in plain sight that the intruder could have taken. Again, police have been searching around Reserve Road. When I arrived, I saw at least 4 police cars in that area and flashlights shining down that way. So far, though, no arrests have been made. We're live in Lexington. Sean Evans, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. We're learning more this morning about a late-night fire that seriously damaged a Lexington home. Firefighters say the family returned to their Roosevelt Boulevard home about 10 o'clock last night to find it up in flames. 3 adults and 2 children lived in the home. 1 woman was taken to the hospital for a medical condition believed to be unrelated to the fire. Investigators say there were several space heaters scattered around, but there was no electricity running to the home. The cause of that fire still under investigation this morning.
We are tracking a crime alert this morning in Anderson County. Police say burglars broke into a gas station and stole thousands of dollars from an ATM and safe. It happened over the weekend at the 4-way stop and go in Lawrenceburg. Police say the thieves also destroyed the store's security system and stole some cigarettes. The damage could end up costing $75,000. No arrests have been made.
Some frightening moments for passengers on board a U.S. Airways flight. Investigators at Philadelphia International Airport say 2 people needed medical attention after a Florida-bound plane's nose gear collapsed during takeoff. U.S. Airways says the pilot was forced to abort the takeoff after a tire on the plane's front landing gear blew out.
This morning, CBS News has confirmed 2 critical communication systems on board that missing Malaysia Airlines jet appear to have been shut down deliberately. The new information raises the possibility that last week's disappearance of the plane that had 239 people on board could have been a deliberate act. The U.S. says the plane continued to ping satellites for 4 hours after it disappeared from radar. The jet was carrying about 6 hours worth of fuel. That's enough to fly 2,500 miles. So far, there have been no signs of the plane, its passengers, or wreckage. The search continues in the wreckage of 2 New York City apartment buildings that collapsed Wednesday after an apparent gas explosion. An 8th victim's body was recovered just yesterday. Crews are using dogs and thermal detection gear to search for several people who are still missing. Workers say they're about halfway through clearing through that pile of debris. The Kentucky Wildcats are gearing up for tonight's game in the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament.
The hours are ticking away, and for the third time this season, it turns out UK will have to face LSU. The Cats and the Tigers are well acquainted. They're 1-1 on the regular season. WKYT's Rob Bromley is in Atlanta this morning with a preview of tonight's game. Rob.
Well, here in Atlanta, this SEC tournament is already 2 days old. We are going into day 3 now, and the Wildcats will finally get on the court. They get the LSU Tigers, a 68-56 winner over Alabama Thursday night, and LSU probably looking as good as it has all season, although the Tigers have looked pretty good against the Cats, almost beating them twice.
We went down there, we played hard, man. We lost on a shot like that, man. But at the same time, we got a lot of veteran guys, and that's what makes a difference on this team. We got a lot of veteran guys that told the young guys to keep their head up, and after probably the next day or a couple hours, we was over that, ready to move on. So
I think we came out on the first points, the first game at our home, and second game we came out a little strong, but they was able to get back in it. The crowd was into it. It's just a tough place to play when you're the away team, but we was able to regroup and we cut it close, and they was able to pull it off.
I don't know about their motivation. I know for our motivation, we want to try to come out and play well and see if we can take care of business in the game that we have ahead of us and see where that can take us. At this point in the year, you're playing that any game and you're done in your tournament, so you want to try to get some momentum going.
Kentucky fans certainly will be anxious to see how their team comes out. All the talk about tweaking and more physical play. The Wildcats have had 4 days to get ready, and now the postseason finally begins. In Atlanta, Rob Bromley, WKYT.
Thank you, Rob. We're going to have reports coming up on mid-morning at 10. Of course, the new news in the evening, and 6:30 Wildcat warm-up here on WKYT.
Very exciting.
Then the game.
Yes, and exciting down south, and also here in Lexington. It will be a very busy weekend downtown.
It starts tonight with the 2014 Lexington version of Comic-Con. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel is already there, live at the Lexington Convention Center with details on this 3-day event coming up. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, Comic-Con will be here at the Lexington Convention Center starting tonight, and it will run through the rest of the weekend, so it will certainly be a busy weekend downtown, something to be aware of if you are heading out. Now, this is the third year for the Lexington Comic and Toy Convention. Organizers hope this year's event will be the biggest and best one yet. More than 10,000 people are expected to be here. They'll be able to see and meet stars from movies, television, and comic books. Some of the bigger names include William Shatner and Melissa McBride from The Walking Dead. Now, the event starts tonight, but only for people who have already bought VIP tickets. Otherwise, Comic-Con is open to everyone starting tomorrow. It will run from 10 to 6 on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday. The cost is $20 a day or $30 for the whole weekend. For more information about the event, you can go to LexingtonComicCon.com. Live in Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
All right, thank you. A lot of talk about that, people are planning to go, checking out the prices, that kind of thing. 6:08 on WKYT this morning.
And we're checking in to see how things are moving out on the roads with live drive traffic.
Let's see what's happening out there as we take a live look at I-75 and I-64 at the northern split. Good to go in that area. Traffic has picked up this morning. We have noticed early high volumes of traffic in some areas. No reports of any major issues this morning. Now, tomorrow there's going to be a Shamrock Shuffle in the downtown area, as well as an early version of a St. Patrick's Day parade, and so there'll be some changes in the downtown area tomorrow, so keep that in mind, along with all those people down there for Comic-Con.
Right, and it's a good thing that we have nice weather for the celebrations that are going to be taking this weekend, of course, ahead of St. Patty's Day on Monday.
Yeah.
So
looks pretty good for a couple of days.
Yeah, and we are just getting started this morning. There's still a whole lot more to come.
Yeah, there's this zebra that's made a great escape, and catching him has proven to be a pretty difficult task. Find out how long the animal spent on the run. Coming up.
And I'm meteorologist Mike Harrison. The 30s this morning, by the afternoon 60s. Then the weekend, half of it's really nice, half of it's really, really ugly. And I'll show you which one comes up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris and First Alert Defender.
Well, it's a good-looking start to the morning. There's really clear skies. Everything looks good, but it's still pretty chilly outside. It's one of those days that you grab your coat before you take off, However, by the afternoon, you can get rid of that coat because it will feel pretty nice. Now, you look at this and you say, how is it going to feel nice when I'm at 27 degrees in Harlan County? You'll be right around 60, 61 by the afternoon. Much warmer temperatures off toward the west and toward the southwest, and then winds gusty about 20, 30 miles per hour, even gusts as high as 40. That'll get us up there around that 60-degree reading by the afternoon. I think we're lower 60s today from Williamsburg down toward the southern zones around 64 degrees. Saxton, maybe Whitley City. Work your way up into Waynesburg there in Lincoln County. Somerset, Eubank. It doesn't really matter where you look. It's really nice. Over toward the east, southeast, same story in the 60s as well. Much better than yesterday, that is for sure. And up toward the northern zones, we're not getting really just put off on the side on this one either. We're looking at upper 50s, lower 60s. Still looks pretty good with that wind. With the wind, will make it feel slightly cooler. However, it's still 50s and 60s. You got to love it. SEC tournament, if you're traveling today, you have no worries whatsoever down to Atlanta. 66 degrees. It will be dry the whole way. There towards Saturday, you might have a couple of showers, but it's not a big deal. It won't wash you out, that's for sure. So really today and tomorrow look great there for heading down to watch some good basketball. On Sunday, however, whether you're in Atlanta or here, that's when you'll start to see some rain. So you're going to be traveling in some rain there on Sunday. So just keep that in mind heading down there, maybe putting some stuff on the top of the roofs or taking a nice little trailer, whatever it may be. You're going to have to take a cover along with you. St. Patty's Day Parade, if you're sticking around here, things are good. Don't forget to wear green. Promise, you get pinched on that one. 4 p.m., there we are, a nice one. Now remember, our parade here in Lexington starts at 1 p.m., but not everybody starts at 1 p.m. So there's your noon, there's your 4 p.m. All as well, 59 degrees. If you're down south, you'll be in the 60s there for the parade. 7-day forecast today and tomorrow, both days sitting around that 60-degree reading with a lot of sunshine. Head in towards Sunday, it's rain and snow. So it's mainly going to be rain, especially for 64 southbound. You go north of 64, that's where you throw that snow into effect. You will have some accumulation with this one. As of right now, it's kind of hard to tell how much. It shouldn't be a huge system, but enough to cause some issues there for the northern zones. That goes Sunday night into Monday morning. So I would say, Monday afternoon into the evening, any plans you have going on for St. Patrick's Day, take off and enjoy with your friends and family. Should be really nice, and we just continue to go back and forth, 50s, 60s, 30s, 40s. That's just the way it's going to be. It is March.
Yeah, it is.
It is March, so we have some time to kind of get through that spring, but 1 week away until it's officially spring.
Officially.
I say 1 week, less than 1 week.
In all of its glory.
Yeah, really.
We look forward to it.
Looking forward.
All right, Micah, something to take your mind off your hunger here. He's announced his hunger time and again
It's starting to make me hungry.
Right. A zebra that's been missing for 5 months has made a triumphant return to his family's farm in Tennessee.
Zeke, I believe that may be right. The zebra walked off the farm when the gate was accidentally left open. He made several appearances in the area, but no one was able to catch him until now.
Oh, he's got stripes. He's now a prisoner. If he runs away again, I'm going to put a ball and chain on him.
Zeke?
Zeke even has a Facebook page documenting the time on the run. The grateful owner says he'll try his best to keep Zeke home this time on his 600-acre farm, I guess with the old ball and chain. But
yeah, I mean, well, he has plenty of area there to roam around on, but I guess he just wanted to see some new territory.
I guess so.
Easy to spot, I guess, eventually. 6:16 on WKYT this morning. Hope your day's off to a good start. And coming next, changes for a service that offers Amazon customers some special benefits.
Why being a Prime member is going to cost you more, actually. The time now is 6:19. Taking a look at live drive traffic with a view of Liberty and New Circle. You can see things moving along fine there. No issues to report this morning. Bill?
Well, we've noticed all morning traffic volumes are up out there. People are evidently getting ready to get their Friday off to a good start and then their weekend underway. The Obama administration has proposed new rules meant to prevent for-profit colleges from saddling students with huge debts that they can't repay. Programs that offer training that does not qualify students for the jobs they seek would lose their access to federal student aid programs. The industry successfully fought previous rules. It will now cost you more to get Amazon Prime. Prime. The online retail giant has raised the price of an annual subscription from $79 to $99. Prime members get 2-day shipping on a large number of Amazon items at no extra cost, plus the ability to borrow Kindle books and stream movies and television shows. This is the first price increase for Amazon Prime since it launched 9 years ago. And Google says it is now routinely encrypting web searches globally. That's according to an article in the Washington Post today. The encryption will make it more challenging for countries such as China to censor user searches and track what citizens are viewing. Governments can still choose to block Google services altogether.
WKYT this morning, just getting started. Hope you're having a fabulous Friday. We're tracking a crime alert this morning. A break-in at a Lexington church. Details on the latest clues in the case ahead at 6:30.
Good morning, everybody. I'm meteorologist Micah Harris. Live sky camera, I want to show you this. You can see the moon right there. And look, once the moon gets closer and closer to the horizon, that's when your eyes kind of compare it to other things, buildings, lights, everything else. That's why it appears larger. It's not close or anything. And the reason why it has that red or orange tint is because it's going through a little bit more of the atmosphere. So it's really, really cool now trying to set below the horizon. It's a pretty cool shot right there, though. If you're taking off, go check that out. Current temperatures, and by the way, look off to the west if you want to see that. Current temperatures in the 30s. Not cold this morning, but it is chilly. Bundle those kids up before they take off. There at the bus stop, they'll be standing in the 30s. By the afternoon, they'll be finishing off, coming home in the 60s with breezy conditions. But who cares if there's a breeze outside if it's 60 degrees? We will take it. Pet pick this morning, or the focus of the forecast, rather. Split weather there for the weekend. And look, it's going to be Saturday. Looks really nice, but Sunday, kind of ugly. There is nothing ugly about Scooter this morning. Here's Earl and Amy Spencer sent in Scooter. And Scooter's one of those pets that will just put a smile on your face. And we need that. It's Friday, man. We need a smile on our face before we do.
Can I pet Scooter? I don't know.
Yes, you can, man.
Okay. Yeah,
take off. Yeah. That's pretty good right there.
Nice Scooter.
Nice Scooter. Why don't you send it away, Bill?
Let's go to sports now.
Round 2 of the SEC tournament last night saw Arkansas get bounced by South Carolina, Missouri beating Texas A&M in double overtime, and Ole Miss rallying to beat Mississippi State. But the big question, who would Kentucky play? Alabama or LSU? Was not even close. Jarrell Martin for 3, and the Tigers are up by 10, and the lead just kind of seemed to grow by 3s. Tim Quarterman, 3, good, 55-43. Just when you think LSU might shoot another one, they go inside of Johnny O'Brien, the 3rd basket and the foul. The Tigers by 10. Andre Stringer, pull it up and let her rip. 65-50, and LSU takes it 68-56 as the Cats will now play LSU. And we go to Rob Bromley, who's standing by in Atlanta.
Well, here in Atlanta, this SEC tournament is already 2 days old. We are going into day 3 now, and the Wildcats will finally get on the court. They get the LSU Tigers, a 68-56 winner over Alabama Thursday night, and LSU probably looking as good as it has all season, although the Tigers have looked pretty good against the Cats, almost beating them twice.
We went down there, we played hard, man. We lost on a shot like that, man. But at the same time, we got a lot of veteran guys, and that's what makes a difference on this team. We got a lot of veteran guys that told the young guys to keep their head up, and after probably the next day or a couple hours, we was over that, ready to move on. So
I think we came out on the first game at our home, and second game we came out a little strong, but they was able to get back in it. The crowd was into it. It was just a tough place to play when you're the away team, but we was able to regroup and we cut it close, and they was able to pull it off.
I don't know about their motivation. I know for our motivation, we want to try to come out and play well and see if we can take care of business in the game that we have ahead of us and see where that can take us. At this point in the year, you're playing that any game and you're done in your tournament, so you want to try to get some momentum going.
Kentucky fans certainly will be anxious to see how their team comes out. All the talk about tweaking and more physical play. The Wildcats have had 4 days to get ready, and now the postseason finally begins. In Atlanta, Rob Bromley, WKYT.
Thank you very much, Rob. That's sports. Have a great day.